N8LEK, K8JKU, 59.
5973.
All right, let's POTA.
All right, let's do it.
Hey everyone, James, K8JKU. I want you to know POTA does not need to be complicated. Sometimes all it takes is some good friends, some handhelds, and motivation to get out to the parks, and I'll show you how. This all started as an idea in the group chat. This is one of those things where we wanted to get it out of the group chat and into reality, which is always a great feeling. The core concept was, it was just a group of us that wanted to get together, find a cluster of parks that were close by to each other, and then get out and do an activation as a team. And in the end, that's what POTA is all about. Getting out there, trying new things, experimenting, and most importantly, getting to spend it with your friends in a new park. So in the end, we chose the thumb of Michigan. So if I pull up my Michigan map here, the thumb would be exactly what you think. And this area is rich with POTA parks, all within a close proximity to each other, about 17 to 20 minutes. So a perfect opportunity to go out on a one-day rove with each other. So on December 30th, 2025, there was 4 of us in total that set out on this one-day rove adventure. It was myself, KJKU, Lewis, N8LEK, Mike, W8MSC, and Jason, KN4AL. And we all had our important roles to play. Jason, being a POTA master, was basically our Sherpa and navigator for this adventure. He's done most of the parks in Michigan, which is actually a very impressive feat, and he was able to guide us to some of those really unique spots in all these different parks. Mike utilized his tech genius here to actually create us a program to help with logging, which I'll talk about in a little bit later. Lewis took on the role as driver, and I just recorded some stuff and tried to help out where I could. So here's Mike explaining what we were doing. Explain how it works.
Life or what?
Yeah, just life.
No, I can't. Secret.
42.
Yeah, that's the answer.
No, how does the handheld work? So we have 4
Quad band handies.
Yeah.
2 meters, 70 centimeters, 1.25 meters, and 6 meters.
And then each of us makes a contact with each other.
Right?
Therefore. Yep.
So 4 hands, 4 bands, make enough QSOs to get the park activated. It's just enough time to do it without freezing too badly.
N8LEK, KN4AL. KN4AL, N8LEK, 59. 59, QSI.
So all 4 of us were in a car together. We get to a park. In the spirit of POTA, we'd get out of the car to experience the park. We'd spread out from each other. Then each of us would work each other using a quad band handheld. That gave us 2 meters, 70 centimeters, 1.25 meters, and 6 meters. So if you do the math, that's 4 total operators, 3 contacts each, times 4 bands, is 12 QSOs per park. So well within the 10 minimum for a park activation for each operator.
N8LEK, 59. 59, QSI. N8LEK, KN4AL. KN4AL, N8LEK, 59. 59, QSI. N8LEK, KN4AL. KN4AL, N8LEK, 59. 59, QSI. N8LEK, KN4AL. KN4AL, N8LEK, 59. QSI.
So what is the advantage of this method versus just going to a park with an HF radio and antenna, or just calling on the calling frequencies for 2 meters, 70 centimeters, etc.? Well, there's a few advantages. One, it's very accessible. If you're someone that only has a technician license and 10 meters is not really the best band in shape right now, you still have a way to get out to a park and activate it with your friends. The second thing is, for parks that have restrictions on activations, meaning you can't use stakes in the ground or wires in the tree or any other method like wildlife preserves, this gives you a method to activate that park without being disrespectful or disruptive to the nature. The other advantage is, if you're someone that is maybe needs a more accessible method of operating, you're someone that would like to still operate POTA but maybe physically can't go out and get to the park as easily, this is a very convenient method to get into a park and operate in a comfortable method. One of the other advantages is you don't really need a lot of expensive equipment. You really just need a handheld. And you don't even really need a quad band handheld. Obviously, this could work with a tri-bander or just a handheld with 2 meters and 70 centimeters. You just may need to add a few extra friends to get the activation in.
Put your stuff in this car.
Okay.
If only some of our team members had Wranglers.
Or winches. Not all of us can.
It's hard being that cool, you know. So the conditions for this Rove were Michigan in December. It was 20 degrees with a wind chill of 2. We still got out of the park. We still had the camaraderie of POTA. And some people may say, well, that's not really a POTA activation. And I beg to differ. And what if people tell you that's not real POTA?
I'm out in the field having socializing time, so that's good for the hobby.
So for us, we kept the setup simple. Everyone is running the same handheld radio.
So the main tool of today's POTA Rove was the Wouxun, whatever model number it is. It's a quad band radio, 2 meters, 70 centimeter, 1.25 meter, and 6 meters. So it works on 4 bands and allows us to work 4 different contacts per person, 4 times 4, 16. That's how we got our activation at the park.
How do you like the radio?
It's a pretty cool radio. The big feature I like is that it's quad band. Second thing I like is that it charges through USB-C on the side here, which is very handy. It's relatively inexpensive radio. The batteries are fairly cheap, but the battery capacity is really awesome. And the user interface is a little clunky compared to the AC or Kenwoods that we have, but all in all, it's a pretty solid radio.
And since it's in red, it gets extra watts.
That's why it's always red. That's all I can say. Buy one now.
So a little backstory of how we all ended up with this radio. So it was actually Mike, WNMSC, and Tom, W8TAM, who came up with the idea of using it for a POTA activation. So originally, they were looking at a tri-bander radio and seeing if they could modify it to a quad band HT to do this type of activation with. In the end, this radio, actually I have it right here, which is the Wouxun KGQ10H, became available on the market. So they figured, well, it's a reasonable price. It gives you the quad band right out of the box, so why not give it a try? And honestly, it's a pretty good radio, and I have it right here. It's the radio I keep in my car. It's a plastic chassis. It does give you the quad band, as we've been discussing, and it's decent quality. USB-C charging, as Lewis talked about, and it's not the world's greatest handheld. I'll be the first to admit that. However, it gets the job done. It's relatively durable. And as Lewis pointed out, also has exceptional battery life. Also, this radio, if you're interested on more of an official review, was just talked about in the QST magazine from ARL, and they did a full markup review on this radio.
Little old state game land. Verona. Da-da-da-da-da-da, Verona.
So here's how the day actually played out. We left Clarkston, Michigan, which is a northern Detroit suburb, by about 8:30 a.m. So if I go back to my Michigan map, that'd be about here. We drove up to Bay City area about here, and then got there about 9:30 a.m., so about an hour and a half. And then we started to make our way around the Thumb, and then back inwards to the parks that are more in the interior of the Thumb. If you're not familiar with Michigan, and the Thumb of Michigan in particular, really gorgeous area. Basically, it is a peninsula outside just all the Great Lakes that are right there. And so we got a lot of change of scenery. We got some inward state game lands. We got some parks right along the freezing water. Really cool area.
One of these is probably not here. You might have to go further down where it shows you pictures of the
Petroglyphs?
The petroglyphs, and all where where on the rock they found the car.
So in the end, would we do it again? Absolutely. We had a great time. In the end, we were able to cover about 25 parks in about 425 miles in about 14 hours. And then we had a lot of laughs and great times in between. The man, the myth, the legend.
The POTA legend.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, shake a leg, baby.
This might be the most Michigan thing ever. Yeah, this might be the most Michigan thing. Did we opt for the extra wind, or?
We paid
It's
extra
bonus.
for it.
This makes the QSOs work better.
This is it, actually. Yeah.
This is all the
Pretty much where I put.
And if you're wondering how we logged all these QSOs with each other, that's actually where Mike, WNMSC, comes in. He was able to help us generate a script that created an ADIF file for us to upload at the end of the activation. The key here was we needed to keep a strict order of who we contacted and what was the order of the bands that we contacted each other in. This way, we were able to log the start of when we arrived to a park, log the end of when we left to a park, and then basically approximate the QSO time in between. We were well within the 15 minutes that's required for certifying a QSO. So in the end, it was a great method just to make sure that we weren't spending all our time logging and instead enjoying the POTA activations. Honestly, this was one of my most fun days in ham radio. Not because we were able to activate the 25 parks, but because we're able to take something actually out of the group chat and bring it into reality, which is always fun. Getting to go to POTA parks and spending time with your friends is one of the best things about amateur radio and the Parks on the Air program. So if you've been trying to go out and do a Rove, I really recommend you do it. If you're someone that I talked about earlier that is maybe a technician and like to activate more POTA parks, someone that has accessibility challenges, you want to activate a park that has strict antenna restrictions, this is really a great way to get out there and get a park activated, and best of all, spend some time with your friends. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe and leave a note in the comments. Have you ever done this type of activation before with your friends? If not, what do you think about this type of activation? Let me know, and 73s.